When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yes, hello there. Good morning to you. Good morning to you everywhere across the world. Thank you so much for being here on another episode of Join Up Dots, which I'm thinking of going down to 2 days a week. Because I'm still getting a lot of people connecting with me saying, I've just stumbled across the show. There's so much content. I'm trying to plow through the back episodes to catch up. And I'm wondering, yes, I'm pondering whether actually going down to 2 days a week is there enough Join Up Dots out there? I mentioned this recently and I got some responses from people saying, no, 3 days enough. And I'm just sort of balancing it. Maybe there's enough Join Up Dots already. I don't know, maybe 2 episodes a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of Monday, Wednesday and Friday should be the way to go. Who knows, but if I do decide to change and actually do something about it, I will let you know, because I don't want you waking up on a Monday thinking, where is he? Where's the Dotmeister? I need my dots. Well, today's episode is kind of a weird one because it's called Doing Nothing. But how can you be doing nothing if I'm doing something to tell you about doing nothing? There was a guy many years ago on BBC called Rick Mail, and he was a classic. I grew up with Rick Mail, and if you don't know about Rick Mail across the world, RIKMAYALL, you got to Google him. Because he was a nutcase in many regards, but he was a legend of British comedy. And he had this character called Kevin Turvey. Good evening, Britain. Kevin Turvey here. And he was a Brummie, or from West Brom or somewhere. And he used to go around interviewing and investigating. And it was just madness, what he talked about. But one of the ones I remember that he talked about was he was told to investigate resting. And he said, well, how can I do that if I'm supposed to be resting? You know, you can't do nothing by doing something. And it's always stuck with me, that. Good evening, Britain. Today, I'd like to speak about shark fishing, but I don't know the first thing about it. Kevin Turvey there. You go over to YouTube and Google Kevin Turvey, and believe me, it's mad, but it's good as well. And so I have been doing nothing, but not the nothing that I've been talking about over the last few months, years, I suppose, where I say I take time off and sort of disconnect. I've been really trying to do nothing. So I actually don't do anything at all. And it's even hard to explain what I mean by that, because in life we fill up our time with stuff and we think, oh, I just go and do that. I just go and do this. I just mow the lawn. I just do that. But try to do nothing at all. And I went to the Isle of Wight, which is kind of doing something, but not doing anything. And I didn't take any laptop. I didn't take anything. And if you've ever been to the Isle of Wight, it's a lovely place, but the Wi-Fi is terrible, as my kids kept on telling me. Dad, I can't get on. Well, just do something else. You're on holiday. Just do something else. And I was sleeping longer, and I was waking up, and the wife was saying, you know, what are you going to do today? And I say, I don't know. I just see what happens. And the quality of life and the quality of conversation became better, because things that I normally kind of wolf down me, like breakfast and dinner, where you're just trying to sort of get that part of your day done so that you can actually move on to something else, actually took longer. It became a thing. Preparing breakfast became a thing. And in my house, I have grazing, where I say to the kids, oh, just graze, just open a cupboard, there's food there, you can choose what you want. But this time I will say, no, I will do sausage sandwiches, and I will cook bacon, and I will go outside and I will hunt down a pig and I will bring it back like Bear Grylls, so that you can have the breakfast you want. And I was doing pineapple, and I was doing mango, and I was doing, you know, these wonderful breakfasts. And I allowed things to just spread because I didn't have anything to fill up the time with. And I even went to bed in the afternoon to have a little nap. I didn't really do it very well. I kind of felt guilty. I couldn't just switch off and go to sleep. But I still thought to myself, no, I'm not doing anything. I might as well just go and get some more rest in. Now, the Italians have a phrase, and it's called la dolce fa niente. I think that's how you say it. And this is that Americans and UK guys and everywhere, the ideas of relaxing is really working themselves to the bone all week just so that they can lay around in their pajamas at the weekends and drink beer and sort of recharge. So they burn themselves out so that at the weekend they can try to get themselves back on it and even kill. But the idea of doing nothing, where you actually go, no, I'm not going to do this, I'm just going to do nothing, is so powerful because it starts to put you back in control of your life. You start to make the decisions which mean that you are not on that treadmill anymore. You're not being directed by other people's traffic. There's a book on this which is brilliant called Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of doing less. And the guy, Greg McKeown, I've read the book 3 or 4 times now. He pretty much says that, 90% of our life is being directed by other people and really hasn't got any results to our life. Whatever we want, is all the things that we're sort of doing because we think we have to do them because we've got relationships with people and they expect it of us, and this person wants this, and that it actually doesn't mean anything. And this guy Greg, he literally had a breakdown and he looked at his life and he said, I've got to do something about this. So he came up with a phrase which is less is better. How can I do less and less and less but actually get better results from doing that? And you can tie it back to like the Pareto's principle, 80-20, and all those kind of stuff. But it's a decision-making process where you actually think, no, I want to be better at something. So I've got to get rid of all the other stuff which actually takes me away from that. I actually have to do nothing which is taking me away from the good stuff. And it's a real old strange thing to start getting into your head, where you are taking people places and you're doing this and you're doing that, and especially parents, we're running around all over the place. But when you say to the kids, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? You always do that. Because it doesn't bring something back into my life. You feel bad. Of course you do. And the kids get upset. But it's actually the right thing to do. So all this week, I've been doing nothing. I've been trying to do nothing so that I can really gain clarity of the less is better. What do I need to become a better person? What do I need to be able to get better relationships and spend more quality time with the wife and stuff? Now, what I found is it's all right one person doing this, but if the other people are just wanting to get onto Netflix, they don't really want those deep conversations with their dad or their husband. They want to get to box 4 of Game of Thrones. My wife, she's ploughing through Game of Thrones at the moment. It looks rubbish. Now, I know that people are going to slag me off for saying that, but I've kind of walked into the room and had a glance, and I can't understand from what I've seen why it's like the world's most popular programme. It looks like the kind of rubbish that they put on BBC at about 6 o'clock on a Saturday night, the Doctor Who kind of period. I don't understand it. Anyhow, she's steaming through that. So my doing nothing doesn't play into her life. But when was the last time you actually set a day to do nothing? To actually go, no, this Saturday I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to watch TV. I'm not going to listen to music. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sort of exist and take more care and enjoy the things that you kind of do, like preparing the breakfast and stuff, and just resting, making that rest as good as possible. Doing nothing is very, very difficult, but it is so powerful as well. So that's what I've been doing. I've been making the idea that doing nothing is actually an event, and I'm actually planning into my life to do nothing, to gain more quality of my life because I can then see actually what I don't need to be doing, which I've just got sucked into. It's just a routine. You just kind of almost do it. Do nothing for a couple of days and then think to yourself, what can I start bringing back into my life that I really need? Do you need your phone? Do you need Netflix? Do you need Amazon? Do you need to be dealing with other people's problems? Do you need this? Do you need that? Clear the decks and then, yeah, I'd like that back into my life. That makes me happy. I will bring that back in and then slowly return. Really, really powerful. And if you can do it for more than a couple of days, but do it for a week or so, you really will gain that clarity of what needs to be done. Less is better. So, as I say, is less better? Should I be doing 2 shows a week? Is 3 too many? I really don't know, but I'm still thinking about that because with this move towards clarity of time and energy, then maybe I'm just doing work that doesn't need to be done. Is it benefiting me? Is it benefiting you? Who knows? But we will move towards that if it feels right. Until next time, thank you so much for being here on this very little episode of Join Up Dots, but I couldn't record a big one because I'm supposed to be doing nothing. Cut me some slack, people. Until next time, I will see you again. That was David Ralph. Oh, and come over to Join Up Dots. If you want to start your business, we're doing these free masterclasses where I will show you how online business works. It's not hard, really. It's not hard once you understand how the elements come in together to make a business online. It's really quite easy. It takes a bit of time to build it, but you can do it. You can do it. So if you fancy that, come across and I'm going to be doing some live training. Just book your place on the course. And until next time, I will see you again. Look after yourselves. Cheers. Bye-bye.
David doesn't want you to become a faded version of the brilliant self you were once to become. So he's put together an amazing guide for you called the 8 Pieces of Advice that every successful entrepreneur practices, including the 2 that changed his life. Head over to joinupdots.com to download this amazing guide for free, and we'll see you tomorrow on Join Up Dots.